Yes, you can start. Sahib, you can start.
Okay, sir.
So Satya, I made you as a presenter also.
Sir, we will be starting then.
Yes, you can start.
Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's visible and you can start.
Yes, sir. Sir, our project is segregated pesticided distributor. So our objective is to make a device that will help farmers in identifying and segregating different diseases on the different plants, and it will help them to provide accurate pesticides so that the pesticides can work on the plants more effective, on the crops more effectively, and it can produce better results and better yield. And our tests are displayed on the potato plant. So, Shai, can you move to the next slide? Yes, sir. So one of the diseases that we're detecting, it is called a potato early blight disease. So it is a very common disease. We see this all the time, and it is, though we can see it visually, but when we are applying pesticides, it is sometimes hard to distinguish it from the different diseases that can occur. This is the second disease that we're detecting. It's called a late blight disease. So they look kind of similar, as you can see from the images, reference images. They look kind of similar, but they still have distinct differences. So it is sometimes difficult for the naked eye to or distinguish between all the different diseases that have occurred. So we have made a device which can segregate between them, and we can provide a more accurate pesticides to these diseases, to these crops. So the pesticides used, which are the bonide liquid copper fungicide, is for the early blight disease, and for which we have a number of chemicals that can be used to treat the late blight disease. Shai, can I give a next slide?
Yeah, so sir, the idea of this project is to make a device. So through this device, we will capture the image of the leaf of the disease plant, and we will send this image to the server or cloud. So in the server, we will already have a trained deep learning model. So we will give this image of the disease leaf, this model, and the model will decide whether this leaf is a healthy leaf or whether the leaf has some kind of disease like a late blight or the early blight. So upon deciding, it will then decide what kind of pesticide it is going to use to uh, help the plant. So that pesticide name will be sent to the ARPI. So in the ARPI will then spread the pesticide on the plant. So this is the block. So we are taking the input, we are then sending it to the server or cloud. After that, we are in the server, we are training it. We have already have the CNN model trained. So we'll give the image to the CNN model for prediction. After that, it will take a disease and the pixel will be selected. The result will be sent to the RPI model 3. So in this way, we can select the pixel and study of the problem.
Good evening, sir. So, sir, I will be speaking about the deep learning model that we have used. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So, sir, this is basically the brief overview of the deep learning model that we are using. So, we are going with three convolutional layers, and each of the three convolutional layers will be, sir, followed by max pooling layer, so which will have a stride of 3 cross 3. Then we are flattening all the layers, and then hidden layers with then we are adding two hidden layers with 512 and 128 hidden output neurons, and our final output layer will have three neurons, sir, because basically we are detecting three classes: the early blight disease in the potatoes, the late blight disease, and whether the and we will be also classifying whether it is a healthy leaf or whether it has those other two kinds of diseases. So sir, we have already prepared the model, we have tested it. So sir, as you can see, like the model was, we have trained the model for 10 epochs. The model was trained on the training on a data set that had 750 images belonging to the three classes. The training accuracy that we obtained is around 97.83%. The model was evaluated on the test set that had 180 images. Those also belong to the three different classes. We have a test accuracy of 90.57%. Now, sir, we will show you our some of the results. So, sir,
So,
like
Sayok, can you show some demonstration related to your result? If you
yeah,
have.
yes, sir, we have. Then, sir, I have to set it up. Can you give me 5 minutes?
Okay.
Okay, sir. 5 minutes. I'm setting it up, sir.
You can show directly rather than showing everything. Just one demonstration you can show, and then it's fine.
Okay, sir. I am giving you. Can we give after the next team? I will be needing 5 minutes to set up the thing.
Okay, that would be better because other will also enjoy. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, directly you can give that one.
Okay, sir. Okay. I am setting it up, sir.
Meanwhile, I can make others presenter. Ritvik, you can start your presentation.
Sir, can you make Ritvik Malik presenter? He is going to present.
So can you make me the presenter?
You just raise your hand.
1 second, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So Siptin, you can start with the presentation.
Good evening, sir. Sir, so our project name is face
First,
mask
you tell
detection.
me your group number. Ritvik,
Okay.
I
Ritu,
think
can
that
you move
Sayek
to
is
the
second
slide?
group. What is your group number?
So it's 6, I think, sir. I don't remember. It's 6.
Wait,
Sir.
yes, it's a 6. Love Narayan is in your group?
Yes, sir. Love Ritvik, Siptin,
Yes.
and Ritvik.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
Should I begin, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so as we know, like in this current hour, we really need strict administration of people who are not following safety protocols. So our aim is to detect the presence of a face mask on human faces as well as on images. So the real time system so this is basically in our review right now we will be presenting we will train the face mask detector using keras. In the first part we will write a python script using keras to train the face mask detector models. And so basically keras is it provides a new interface to neural network libraries. Like it provides high level apis for how can you can say implementation of neural networks. And using this we will divide our data into training and testing sets, and also use data augmentation, which significantly increases the diversity of the data available. You can see that in the later stages of our presentation. Again, we will be applying the har cascade model in our system to process the images. So basically the har cascade model is a statistical image processing algorithm which is actually used to detect faces from a picture. So suppose you have a picture in which you have in the background you have a lamp, or in the background you have something else which is not required for the neural network as an input. So this har cascade model will actually crop out that face or that entire portion that is required, and then it will provide that input to the neural network. So the next part of the demonstration will be given by Love.
Yes, sir. So I'll be explaining the architecture. So as you can see, the first part of the architecture is 64 MFB frames. So that is basically, this layer is like the input image layer. So in this layer, we can provide the input in the form of a video, and this layer will convert the video into various frames by taking the screenshot of the video at every second. So for every minute, we'll get 60 frames. So this frame will be ready to be provided as the input, or otherwise we can directly provide images as the input to our model. And the Second part is the copy layer. So this copy layer would copy the every frame, which will be later used to compare the accuracy and the precision with the end result, which we will get. And the third layer is the 64 MFP copied to 3 input channels. So in this layer, one image in the copy layer, in the previous layer, which we get, will be split into 3 components, that is R, G, and B. And
Okay, Jyoti, can you show me direct demonstration if you have some
actually, the
results?
demonstration part will be shown by Ritvik at the end. So basically,
So should we directly go to the demonstration, because after that we explain the neural network model and then the demonstration.
Yeah, it would be better. Yes.
Okay, so I'll just directly jump to the demonstration. So this is the whole code. We have already run it because training the dataset takes time. So
Yes,
I've
yes.
already trained the whole thing. I'll just show you directly. These are a few examples. So we actually added a few pictures in a Google Drive, and we are basically going to run them over here. So this is one of the pictures with the mask. So right now there's no output. I'll just run it. And so this is the output with mask. So it also detects the accuracy. We can also do the same thing without mask. I'll just show you the demonstration. So this is the picture without the mask. So it again shows it over here. So basically we used a neural network and we are passing the condition over here. If this is and this is the else condition, this is the main condition that's happening. And we are then putting the text over here accordingly. So that's the main logic. So yes, that's what we had till now. And there's also the neural network part, but it's not.
Okay, that is fine. Anyone want to ask question regarding this demonstration? Anyone? Deepak, you want to ask something? Deepak Sani? No,
sir.
No questions. Okay. So I think Vivek, you already presented, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, morning there was one Vivek, I think Vivek Sharma. Okay, fine. Okay, it's fine. Your presentation is fine and it's fine. So your group number was 6. Good.
so excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Fine.
So for the next review, should we directly prepare the report, or we can add something else on our project?
For next review, you have completed almost, right?
Yes, sir.
So there will be a review number 3, but just you show me your topic and within 1 minute you can show all the same slides. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
And apart from that, I request if you want to present your work, you can present somewhere in some conference or some, because you have already data with you. So that's
Yes. We'll try.
according to your priority, you can make first, second, and fourth author. As a 4th author, you can present your paper somewhere. In group, you are 4 people, right? So
Yes,
as per your wish, you can present somewhere. It will help you somewhere.
Yes, sir. We'll look into it.
Okay, and if you want IEEE format, I will share with you today in a group, so you can make your data and contents plus somewhere simulated and measured result also available with few groups. So you can combine all and you can present somewhere. Fine?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, can group 3 present?
Sir, group 2, sir, we are ready, sir. Shayok Banerjee and group.
So first we will go to Sayek Banerjee so that,
Yes.
that they can complete and they can do some other work.
Okay, sir. After that, can group 3 present?
After that, I think it will be Satya or some other person was there.
Satya only,
Yeah,
sir.
I think Veera's number. I think Veera.
Sir, Veera is me only, sir. Group 3.
Okay then.
Okay.
So,
Excuse
sir,
me, sir.
Yeah, it's
Sorry for
visible.
interrupting. Sir, like if we are done with the review, can we leave the meeting?
Yes, you can leave. No
Thank you,
issue.
sir.
can I start, sir?
Yes, you can start.
So, sir, basically this is the code that we have written. So this part is the deep learning model, which we already showed you in the PPT. So we have compiled, sir. Since it takes a lot of time to compile, we have saved it, and now we will be importing the file. I have already imported it. Like, we will be importing the model that we have already saved. And now, sir, I will be showing you some of the detection on some of the leaves. Sir,
Yeah, even previously verified result also you can show directly.
yes, sir, I'm showing that only, sir. So, sir, as you can see that we are taking in a image that is a healthy one, and then we are setting up the result, and then the result based on what the value it is passing, we are printing whether the leaf is healthy, has early blight disease or late blight disease. So now I am highlighting on the right hand side corner, sir. You can see that it was a healthy leaf, and the model predicted that the potato leaf is healthy. Now I will show you one with early blight disease. Sir, as you can see that it is showing that the potato is detected to have early blight disease. So this is basically the deep learning model that we have prepared. So it is like highly accurate of around, it is giving an accuracy of around 90.57% and detecting the diseases in the potato leaves. And next, sir, Ronak will tell you about the remaining part that we are planning to do.
So, sir, after processing this result on the cloud, this data will be sent to the R5 through Firebase. And after receiving that which disease the plant has, the R5 will decide which pump to fire up so that that specific pesticide could be spread on the fields. And also the location of the specific R5 will be shared through the Firebase, and so the farmer will know that which specific part has the disease, and that specific pesticide is already sprayed on that portion of the field. So that can also be tracked.
Okay.
So, sir, basically this is the entire thing that we are doing. So we have finished with the deep learning part, and like in review 3 we will be showing you with the hardware implementation.
Okay, you are going to show hardware also.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Your group number was
2, group number 2, sir.
so okay. Next, Veera can come.
Yes, sir. I'm sharing this.
After Veera, Satya is going to present. After Satya, I think Ritvik Mahalik.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Sir, Javed will start the presentation.
Good evening, sir. Our project is based on IoT-enabled vending machine. In review 2, we are going to show you the some introduction part and how the code works and the simulation part. And the review and in review 3, everything will be done, sir. Coming to the objective, we have discussed in the review 1 itself, sir. Our aim is to make a simulation prototype of a smart vending machine. If time permits and the situation permits, we will go with hardware also, sir. Here in this project, we are going to perform the software simulation by the which actually working layout of the whole project, that is our vending machine. Can you go to the guest number? Rohit, can you take from now?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Sir, coming to the existing model, we have already came across different types of vending machines, sir. At present, the vending machine is accumulated with RFID sensor and some other components like touch sensor, sir. For this, the main key is access card. With the help of the access card, the customer can scan it and take his output. In this innovation, we replaced the existing vending machine with smart vending machine, sir. Here, we replaced the RFID scanner with the GSM model, so that we will provide one ID number to the customer. Then the customer can send the ID number to the GSM module with the help of message or voice. So it passes through the further process and he can get whatever he wants from the vending machine, sir. And coming to the code, Bharadwaj will show you the code, sir. Before that, Suman will explain the block diagram.
Sir, block diagram, sir. Using mobile phone, we will hello.
Yes, you are audible. Go ahead.
Sir, using mobile phone, we'll get GM signal to machine, sir. Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, using mobile phone, we'll get GM signal to machine, sir. In machine, we should type username and we should select which item we need. And with the help of microcontroller and LCD, that item will be dispensed out. And code will be presented by Bharadwaj, sir.
Sir, I'm Bharadwaj. Sir, this is our code, sir. First, we'll include all the modules which we need to produce. We'll be doing this in Keil Microvision, sir, for the first part of the code. First half of the code, we'll be assigning different pins to the connecting GSM module and the 8051 microcontroller, sir. This is the code, and we'll be adding a delay of 1200 seconds or 1275 seconds accordingly. After assigning all the codes to LCD and 8051 controller, we'll coming to the main part of the code. Here it will show the display of first message will be the welcome to the smart vending machine. Then it will suggest the user to enter their ID. After entering the ID, they will get a message on the phone for confirmation. After confirmation, there will be a different number of options for different items displayed on the screen. When the particular user wants soda, he will select the display number 1. If he select display number 1, he needs to enter the money. After scanning the money, the machine will dispense the soda, sir. Sir, in Keil, we typed all this code and we created a hex file, sir. It successfully compiled, and after creating hex file, we'll be doing our simulation in Proteus, sir, with different GSM models on 8051 controller by uploading the hex file. So this is our review too.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So you can tell briefly what portion you are going to in review 3.
Yes, sir. In review 3, in Keil, we did the code, no, sir. We'll be converting, we already converted into hex file.
Okay.
After converting the hex file in Proteus, we'll be assigning all the components, sir, like LCD, the 8051 controller and GSM module, and a keypad, which will help in dispensing the objects. After then we'll be uploading the whole hex file into the Proteus, and we'll do the simulation accordingly, sir, for review 3. And everything will be done in review 3, sir. Finally, everything will be shown in review 3.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Bharadwaj and his groups. Next, I can invite
Thank you, sir.
group.
Can we present?
Thank you, sir.
So whose name I said?
Group 11.
Satya, sir.
Okay,
Sunam.
Satya. I am just taking how the people joined. Okay, so afterwards, I think Nandini and Sidra and Suman.
Yes, sir.
So Sunam actually is my group mate, sir. Satya group mate, the same group.
Sir, sir, make me.
Sir, can we leave now if we are not giving
Others can leave. Others can leave. People
Yes,
who
sir.
do not want to present, they also can leave. If I will give attendance because once you joined, right? So I will give attendance.
Sir, so now, sir, where group 11 is presenting, sir, can you please make Deepak Saini also present because he has the compiled part.
So kindly, Deepak, raise your hand. I got.
Yes, sir, I have raised.
Yes,
Yes.
Deepak, you are presenter.
Sunam, please start the presentation.
First, you tell me your group number.
11, sir, group 11.
So it's a Deepak, then Gorti, Vivek, and Sunam. Yes.
Yes, sir.
You can show a slide mode. Yes.
Yes, sir. Basically, what we are doing is a traffic sign recognition. If you now that we want to develop fully automatic cars, so for car to be fully automatic and fully self-dependent, it should be able to recognize traffic signals on roadsides. So that's our plan. Using neural networks, we want to achieve this. This is basically the idea. It should be able to trace the traffic signals in its vicinity and should be able to understand its meaning and implement in the car speed and change lanes accordingly or do other things. So traffic signals can be of many kinds. Like there are signals of circle shape, triangular shape based on speed limits or no entry signals or no U-turns from ahead. So all that. These are the few classifications. If we go overview of the whole algorithm, means first we have to pre-process the image that the vehicle gets just to clear off the other data like the trees or anything else, any stray animals running on the road, all that to be removed. Then we need to classify the image and try testing it with all the training sets that are already been loaded in the algorithm. Yeah, this is kind of yeah. Finally, what we want to achieve is this, like these are the outputs we want to achieve. The left side image is the general caution traffic signal. The output of the algorithm is this, like general caution, and on the right side you can see no passing. This is what we want to achieve. So for this we have done the coding part also, which will be explained by my other teammates. Please take on from here.
Yeah, Deepak, please share your screen.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah.
So now coming. Yes, sir. So now coming to the execution of project, we will be using Jupyter as platform and CNN model. So firstly, we have imported the required libraries like HumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, CV2, as you can see in the code. And after that, we have utils, mode, and layers. In the second part, we have made empty list, one for data and one for labels for storing data in future, which will be generated. After that, in 4, you can see the pre-processing of image will be done. We have 43 classes and there are many images in one class. So loop, we have used the loop. So after that, after the opening of images, resizing of images will be done here and image will be converted into array. So this process will repeat for many times for all images. So after that, now data will be in label and we have to we have converted data into array. After that, we'll be saving the labels and data for future use. So actually we don't want to repeat the pre-processing as it takes time, so we have stored there. And after that, we have loaded the data and labels here, as you can see. And now here we are checking the shape and checking the shape of data and label as they should be same, which you will see in the execution part, like this 39,209 and this 39,209, they are same. After that, we are again checking the shape, and which is done here, which you can see 31,367 and 31,367, like in this part. After that we have converting of labels to one short encoding is done here, which you can see y train is equal to 2 categorically y train comma 43. Here we have done the one hot encoding. Now in like 12, you can see now it's time to build our neural network. So we have defined a model sequential. After that, we have started adding convolutional neural network, export 2D, dropout, and after that we have flatten layer, dense, and dropout layer. So we have built the model till here. Now Deepak will explain from here and will show you results.
And sir, after building the convolutional neural network, the next stage is compilation of the model. We are using categorical cross entropy for loss strategy. Our optimizer is Adam and matrix is accuracy. Sir, categorical cross entropy is a loss function which calculates the loss used in the multi-class classification task. It is given by a formula. Sir, and the Adam is a replacement optimization algorithm for stochastic gradient for training deep learning models. It provides optimization algorithm that can handle spare gradient or noisy problem. And sir, after this, we have trained the data. We have converted all the images into epoch. Epoch is basically a bunch of like when we have large number of data, the data is divided into various parts, and each part is known as epoch. We have converted into 22 epoch, and if we want more accuracy, then we can increase the epoch size, and but it will take more time for the training of the data. And sir, after that, we have calculated the accuracy of our validation data and the trained data. So the accuracy is the accuracy of the bench of training data, and the accuracy is the accuracy of the bench of testing data. And as we can see, it almost nearly equal. So our model is working well, and also loss also for training and the validation for both the data, the accuracy is coming nearly equal. And then after that, we have done testing of the data. We have test folder. So like here there is a many folder, this training folder, test folder. We have in the test folder we have images which are mixed randomly. We will do the same process we did in the training. It will take each image and resize it and extract its feature like classes and its size, and it store in the array, and the array is now converted into list. The next step is we will call the CSV file which will contain the information about each the image, like what is its exact size, and it will match to the array we have created, and it will calculate the accuracy. Here is the accuracy, sir. It will coming 0.95%, which is a very good accuracy. After that, we have saved this model, like we don't have to again do all this training and testing this data. We can directly use this model. So in the next step, as we save our model, the next time we don't need to train the model again. We just need to load the model as we have done in this 22 line. Now from here we will continue.
Yes, sir. Now that we have build the above written code which meets all the requirements that we need, here are some classes that we'll define to like as Sunam mentioned, that we have various classifications like speed limits and no entry signs, and we define some 43 classes here. And after that, now it's the time to deploy our code onto the real-time images. So for which we'll be using the Python imaging libraries or PIL. We use this because it has some very good image processing capabilities. When we need to store the pixel data in the array, then we must store, store it in a compact form for better data interpretation. So this image processing tool is the better one that we have in the Python library. So after that, this data array stores the pixel data of the image. Like each and every pixel of the image gets stored in the data array with this append function. And then so now we'll show you the output of this traffic signal classifier. Sir, we have already have the code run before, because it takes, as you know, it takes some time to run the code. So we have already had the code run before. So Deepak,
Sir,
can you
and
please
we
run?
have this training. This train folder. One second. Test folder. It contains various images. So we can take any image like this. I have taken this image, and I will give its path. And it will give output road narrow on the right side.
So is the output visible, sir?
Yeah, it's visible.
Sir, yes, sir. So this one we have built the traffic sign classifier till now, and sir, we are further trying to extend it to build some application oriented, more like object oriented the application of this. So I would rather say we are creating some graphical user interface for this, and we'll be showing that in the review 3, sir. We'll build that graphic user interface using the tkinter, the method available in the Python world.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So
actually, yeah, that would be good, because I was supposed to say something how to extend. So that's good, because up to now, it's like experiment. Okay.
Sir, yeah, it is like experiment, but here we have actually worked on the pixel data, right? So it's
someone may question it's available or like that, so you just contribute your portion also.
Yes, sir. So for that reason, we are extending the project to the graphical.
Still you have a lot of time, you can extend.
Yes,
and
sure.
you can convert into making some good paper also. So I will just suggest you some conference somewhere you can present if you are getting time. It's not mandatory from my side, because it would be better for you people only. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sure.
Sir, and in review 3 we have to show this again, so because it will take half an hour to train the data.
No, from here you can start, because in this review 2 I have given enough time. So in review 3 even you can conclude.
Sir, in review 3 we will directly show the GUI part.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Who is next presenter?
Yes, sir. We are.
Sidra and her group, Nandini and others.
Yes. Nandini and Davis.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So first, let me, wait a minute. This was group number. Previous was which group? Can you tell me group number? Ritvik, I think. Not yours. Previously, who presented now that traffic signal recognizer. Okay, fine. So I got it.
So they were group 6.
Sidra is from group number.
So we are from group number 14.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Just wait a minute. So Tejas is in your group, right, Sidra?
Yes,
Tejas?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, your screen is visible and audio also audible. You can go ahead.
So Tejas will start with the presentation.
Yeah. Go to the first slide now. Hello.
Yeah, it's audible.
Nandini, go to the first slide.
Sir, is my screen not changing?
No.
You can share once again.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Sir, is it Tejas? Is it visible now?
yes, it is.
Okay.
One second. Yes, sir. So this is our project, sir. Could you go to the first page so that he can see the title also?
I can present, it's okay. Wait, Nandini.
Rudra, you can share the screen.
Oh, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
So yes, sir. So this is a project, so smart trash can and analysis on data generated. So basically, there are two parts to a project. One will be the software side and one will be the hardware side. So yes, go ahead. So these are our team members, all three of us. So introduction, as in why we thought of doing this project. So sir, as all of us know, waste management is something to be addressed very critically. Urban India generates a lot of solid waste each year, around 62 million tons. And 43 million tons are collected, but most of it is dumped in landfill sites without being recycled properly or being handled efficiently. So it contributes to a lot of climate issues too. So this is what we aim to address by introducing our project into cities that will help cities manage trash effectively and also generate insights and data on it for the authorities to use it. So yes, and automate. Okay. Yeah. So the novelty in our paper, in our project. Actually, a lot of papers and projects, as you might know, exist on the idea of a smart trash can. It's a very general project, but what our project does is, along with that, it also employs a neural network that identifies dry and organic waste and separates them with nothing other than a low cost camera. The camera will take photos and upon analyzing that, it will segregate the waste. We are also going to be analyzing this data generated from various trash cans to understand the pattern and the most type of waste generated, to direct authorities on where the most recyclable waste is generated, when to send the garbage collection vans, etc. This is the novelty. So,
And so now for our software methodology, as in big cities like Bangalore, there's a concept of wet waste and dry waste, and we want to use this concept to our advantage. Like we want to segregate our waste into wet waste and dry waste, and further by using artificial intelligence and ML, we do want to optimize it to segregate it further to organic and recyclable waste. But further, it's like pinpoint. We can recycle this waste. This is organic waste. This can be used as a fuel. So, so in our software, we classify the majors of trash into organic and recyclable waste, in which it provides us a possibility that the item is a recyclable or an organic waste. So in the artificial intelligence, the subclassified, that is machine learning, and further we do neural network, and then now we stand here at deep learning. So we'll be importing a data set from Kaggle, and it contains 22,500 images of organic and recyclable waste that is divided into train data and test data. We'll be using Pastia to train our model, and although it takes a lot of time to run this model, but the results are very good. So we load our data set, train the model, save the model, we interpret the model for the classifier, check for the losses, calculate the efficiency of our algorithm, get the results from our trained model, and show the test dataset output. So, sir, I'll be presenting the Colab code now.
Okay.
So, can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Now Tejas will explain the starting
Yes,
of code.
So the first, as you can see, we are importing Fast AI, which is basically a deep learning framework, so that the effort from our side reduces, because as a framework we can use its functions directly. So we're importing the Fast AI.vision and the Fast AI.metrics. The batch size, so we've set it to 64. The batch size basically means the number of image samples that are processed before the weights of the neural network are updated. So a higher batch size leads to lesser training times. So the next is we are just importing the data set from the Google Drive. As you can see, drive.mount. The path is the path to the data set we're setting. It's an environmental variable we're setting. The TFMS. So the TFMS is basically to get the transforms from the image dataset to transform it basically. It has a set of default parameters that it sets on its own, like brightness, contrast, or the color format used like RGB or grayscale and all that. So it does that on its own without any. And do flip is basically if it flips the image randomly or not, because sometimes an image may be flipped vertically to correct all that. Then data is equal to image data bunch from folder. So what it does is we have a training data set. If you can see, sir, we have a valid PCT equal to 0.2. That 0.2 basically specifies the percentage of the split we are doing. That is in the trained data set, 0.80% of the trained data set will be used for training and 20% will be used for validation by the neural network to calculate the accuracy. So that is what this is. Data.normalize is just to organize all the images into a fixed size with a fixed aspect ratio. And then we just examine the data from data.showBatch just to see how it looks. Now Sidra will explain.
Now, sir, this is our learning model, that is convolution neural network, and we'll be using our data that is from Kaggle, and model.ResNet.34 is a technique that is residual neural network. It's just a deep learning technique that we use for image classifying, and it supports several other configurations also. And we set the matrix is equal to error rate so that we can get our error rate, and that will define our efficiency. So in here, sir, learn.fit.one cycle, we get that to 2. We train our model to like 2. We train our model twice so that we can get a better efficiency. Here the error rate that we see here is 0.046. That is nearly equal to 0.05. That gives us an efficiency of 95%. So here, sir, we save the model, we load the model again, and after this loading parameter, we interpret the model, that is, we classify based on the image that is there in the training set. The image that is there in the training set, it's organic or recyclable. And as we can see, we have like a 0.05% of error rate. That is, some images are not perfectly classified. So we can see those images at the top. That is the prediction that we made, that this image will be an recyclable image, and the actual thing that was there in the training data set was organic. So here, sir, this is the matrix that we failed to recognize. Okay, so that this is the losses that we have, and to interpret these losses, we have a confusion matrix, that is the actual image that is organic, and we as our model predicted it as organic, 2389, and for recyclable that are correctly predicted, that are 1911, and which we failed to predict. These are like actually it was a recyclable image, but we predicted it as an organic image. Those were 108, and the actual image was organic, and we failed to recognize that, and it's recyclable, and that was 104, as we can see it in our confusion matrix. Now these are the results that are shown after the test data set is run, the ground truth results. These are this is recognized as organic, and this is recognized as recyclable. So sir, this was our ML analysis and deep learning network. Now sir Nandini will be sharing you with the Proteus and hardware that we were willing to do.
Okay.
Sir, is my Proteus screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, sir. So, in the hardware methodology, so we aim to segregate the dry from the wet waste and push each of the trash in appropriate containers. So, for this, we have taken one of the touch sensors. So, when the touch sensor will only be high, so it will detect that we are having a dry waste, and it will push that waste in separate container. But if touch sensor and moisture sensor both are high, that depicts that we are having a wet waste. So sir, that will push the trash in another container. So we will be implementing this using the Arduino, and we are doing it on the Proteus. Sir, I will be moving with the simulation part. Sir, in this, sir, I have kept one of the touch sensor as high sensor. So my motor has rotated in the anti-clockwise direction, depicting that the trash which is there on the head, that will be shifted towards one container. So the only problem that we are facing in this is when we are moving, when we are creating that moisture sensor one is also high, so the motor is not moving. Some problem is there with the library of the motor. So this is the only thing that we are left for the review 3 part. So now this is our simulation part of on the hardware. So now we will be moving with the future works of our project.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So in practically, if you want to realize your system, you need many sensors, right? It's a small scale. How you will scale up this one?
Actually, so the Arduino and the other things do not cost that much. The low cost camera is also less only. So if there is a network of different types of what do you say, these devices internally connected, and there's a network among themselves, so it will provide us a very good way to manage the waste that is there in each and every waste can or bin. It will be a huge factor. Playing like recyclable waste is this much here, we could collect it from here and get that to concerned authorities, and we get money from that. It's like the organic waste is a fuel, so you get money if you give that waste to the, what do you say, the gas plants, I think, that generate biogases.
Like sir, in extension of this project, we can also implement one ultrasonic sensor in this project that will measure the level of the garbage that is present in the trash can. So it will, if the level is very much high, sir, it will notify one of the caretaker of that area that there is that the can is fully filled. So we can, the caretaker can empty it and again set up there, so that we will not fall for such a problem that the trash can was full. That's why we were not able to dump the waste in that. So this can be the extension of this project also.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for presentation, Tejas, Nandini, and Sidra.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Next,
Thank you,
who want to present next? Ritvik?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's Shabe. Yes, Shaba, you can go ahead. What is your group number?
It's me, sir, Tamer Getachew.
Wait a minute. Yeah, so tell me your group number.
Tamer Getachew and Adisu Adamu, sir.
Okay, wait.
Sir, in the first time we were grouped with another students. In between, we didn't get any group.
So I'm not getting your name here in any group number. What is the problem?
We presented review answer. You can check from there.
Yes, it's there. Yeah, it's a group number 41. You remember, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it's Tamir and Adisu.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you can start now.
Okay. Sir, welcome to IoT second review project. As we told you in the last review, IoT, our title is our IoT-based smart medicine reminder with email alert. As we know, a day life, most of the patients need to take a medicine to survive themselves from the disease. However, sometimes they forgot to take a medicine on time. Such issues bring a lot of problem on them, like increasing the lifespan of the disease and also the painfulness of them. As we know, some diseases are temporary diseases, while many are permanently life-threatening diseases. Those in such that we can't leave the body ever, and they increase in rapid time, and the lifespan of humans become less because of such diseases. In order to solve those problems, we propose the systems. We propose the systems which medicine reminder with email alert system, which will remind the users to take medicine on time through notification. In our developing and technology-dependent life, we totally rely on the gadgets, especially smartphones, because today everyone has a smartphone. With this, we get an opportunity to use technology in a better way, so that it can be made useful to us, and it plays an important role in our daily life, and helps us staying in fit in many ways.
Okay, show me your model, complete model. You show me.
Which model, sir?
Yeah, okay. What you have proposed. Next slide, you show me.
Okay.
Next. Yeah, this one you show me.
Yes, sir. The systems we proposed is made up of an IR sensor, Arduino UNO FTD board, and the Wi-Fi
you
module.
have done on Tinkercad only, or somewhere hardware also you have performed?
Yeah, sir, both hardware and software, sir.
Oh, show me your hardware circuits.
Okay, sir.
Basically, one, sir, we are doing now. We didn't finish it yet.
Okay, fine.
Sir, in our project, we have various components like start from Wi-Fi module, IR sensor, and Arduino, jumper wires, others. When we see their function in this project, for example, if we take Arduino, we are used to physical program circuit board, microcontroller, and IDE software as well. It connects with all hardware components and controls our complete projects. Another thing is IR sensor. This is a type of sensor which is an electronic device that is used to detect objects by sensing infrared radiations reflected to this object. In this project, our objects are the medicine box. That box which is the medicine will store them. Here we used one IR sensor will be kept inside the medicine box to detect the opening and the closing of the box. And the other one is Wi-Fi module. This Wi-Fi module helps to connect the mobile data to the systems. This is the range Wi-Fi module from ESP01 to ESP12 by Expressive. This system systems, but we used ESP01 because of it is a very low cost and easily available in the market. There is another also the low components like push button, jumper wires, breadboard, and this is what I can say short and precise. The next Tamir will continue.
Okay, so could you go to the architecture part? Yeah, sir. As Adisu started explain, we are trying to do it in most of the hardware part. The software that
This
we
one
have
I understood.
mentioned.
This one I
Yeah.
understood from Shabe. You show me what you are going to do in next
Okay,
review
sir.
number 3. In the end,
Okay.
you can just compile everything. Okay.
Okay, please go to the architecture Adisu. That one, I have to tell something. So this one is the blue one, as it's seen. It is a website. This is a website for simple mail transfer that will be integrated with the with our Arduino code, so that the email can be sent easily. And but before we inserted that code to the our Arduino code, this one is the green one that's shown in the architecture. After creating the username and the password in the simple mail transfer protocol, we will send to that one to the base. It will convert to the base 64, and that the encoded value will be inserted to the Arduino. Now I'm going to share the Arduino code that we have tried in Arduino IDE. Adisu, stop presenting so that I can share.
Okay.
Is it visible, sir?
Still, it's not showing. Now it's visible.
Now it is came.
Yeah. It is seen at the first. First, we have downloaded and installed the NTP library into ESP8266. So there are many libraries available for NTP client. NTP is network time protocol. We can install any of them from Arduino IDE. So we have started with including all the necessary libraries. To request date and time, we have to initialize the time client with the address of NTP servers. NTP uses the UTC as the time reference and provides accurate and synchronized time across the internet. So for better accuracy, we choose the address of NTP server, which are closer to the geographic area. Here we use, as you can see from the code, we use the here pool.ntp.org, which gives the server for Worldwide. Like if we wish to choose server from Asia, we can use asia.pool.ntp.org. So time client also takes the UTC time of set of the time zone in millisecond. That it can be seen. Okay, now I will explain this the loop one. In the loop function, time is updated every time. So, as you can see from here, variable OBS stores the digital value from the IR sensor, and TT stores the time. A counter CNT. It is shown here. It is created, which will count the number of times the box opened before the time. If the counter CNT is 0, it's as it is shown in this code, then it means that the box is not opened before the time of sending the mail. And if someone opens the box before the time, then it simply displays the message on the serial monitor that the medicine already taken. It is showing here. So here, as we can see client.connect function, which takes SMTP server. SMTP, as I mentioned earlier, simple mail transfer protocol. So to connect to SMTP server, it gives one if the connection established successfully and acknowledge the servers with the EAHLO command. It will be seen here. So we will send the encoded username and password to the server. The username and the password from SMT2Go, which will be pasted in the notepad, are encoded to base 64 value. After successful authentication, as it can be seen here, here the complete email is formed with field like to from subject body. After sending the data, quit command is sent to complete the mail. So here, this is the explanation that I have made.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir. Now, so in review 3, we are going to show you the hardware part.
Okay.
That's all, sir.
Okay, but you people got vaccine?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, they are giving 30 plus, I think.
Yeah, but they asked us, but we said no.
Okay, they asked you, but you people didn't take it. It's like that?
Yeah, sir.
Why? What happened? You're fearing?
There are so many
Yeah.
side effects that we heard. So that's why, sir.
Actually, very less side effect, no side effect. You can go for that.
Yeah,
Okay,
sir.
okay, we will try, sir.
Okay, it's your wish, not my side. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It's fine. No issue.
Thank you.
Okay, so you people are not planning to go your country because I think for few months it may going to online only.
Yeah, our friends, they already went before this semester, so we are also thinking to go back.
Okay.
I think Adisu, you don't think, right?
We don't know what is the situation will be decided.
Yeah.
You people are more comfortable in India, I think.
No, we miss all things in our country, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you all. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
okay, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Adisu ndatota. Adisu? Guarda
Oye,
quindi. Allora,
Allum.
ma? Video
Oh.
na avrà.
Oh, yes.
Guarda go.
Indeed.
Lì pare che.
Ora?
Ah,
የሰውዬ አይደለም እንደ ሊንኩ
አይደለም ወጣ እኮ እሱ ሊቭ አደረገ።
ሪኮርድ እየተደረገ ነው ባይዘው
ቻው በቃ በዋትሳፕ እንገናኝ።
በቃ ችግር